And with photosystem 2, it's the photons exciting the 680 nanometer wavelength of red light is exciting the pigment in photosystem 2. The electrons jump up, get excited, that photoelectric effect, and then they're handed down into the photosystem 1. They jump up, but then they get handed off and they're gone. So the electrons are gone and they need to be replenished. And it's the electrons in the chlorophyll molecule. If you look at a chlorophyll molecule, you'll see there's a magnesium in there. The photons excite the magnesium electrons and they jump right out of that magnesium atom and they need to be replaced. So in photosystem 2, you've got electrons leaving. And actually what's being made here is NADPH, and we're going to be using this in the dark reaction or that light independent reaction. But our electrons are gone. Now what do we do? Where are we going to get them? We need to get them from the sun. And the sun, and see, we haven't used any of this. You haven't seen any of this photosynthesis reaction occur yet. So in this photosystem 2, we need to replace electrons. And what happens is the sun's energy, I'm going to erase this word photosynthesis. The sun's energy will split this water molecule called photolysis. Lysis means to split, photo, the sun, splits the water molecule and it liberates hydrogen ions and electrons out of this water molecule. The electrons then replenish this photosystem 2 pigment. They jump up, get excited, fall down, sun excites the photosystem 1 pigment, it jumps up and gets handed off, making more of this. Then you got to do it all over again. Sunlight splits some more water. So you've got all this hydrogen ion setting up a hydrogen ion reservoir. And electrons eventually being handed off to here. What's left over out of this water molecule if you've used hydrogen ions and electrons? Oxygen. So that's how you got this connected to this product. Oxygen is just a waste product of photosynthesis. So the sunlight splits the water molecule during photosystem 2 to replenish electrons that have been lost from the photosystem. The hydrogen ions are pumped across the reservoir, setting up this hydrogen ion gradient. And now, as well as NADPH being made, we got some more ATP being made over here. So from our light-dependent reaction, we've got ATP being made from photosystem 1, the cyclic photophosphorylation. And right here I kept saying the electrons weren't cycled. That's called non-cyclic photophosphorylation. And all the spelling in these words are in the textbook. You can get a better look at them there. So what's not being cycled here? Electrons. And where are the new electrons coming from?
Splitting of water.
That photolysis. The sunlight splits the water molecule, liberates the electrons, puts them back into the system, and then it all happens all over again. And what's being cycled here?
Electrons.
The electrons are being cycled in the photosystem 1. And what are the two wavelengths of red light?
700 nanometers and 600.
Yep, the 700 nanometer wavelength of red light and the 680 nanometer wavelength of red light. Those are the two. Of all the insolation from the sun, the entire electromagnetic spectrum, that includes visible or white light. When you take visible or white light and put it through a prism, it breaks up into Roy G. Biv. Do you know what Roy G. Biv means?
The guy who invented the rainbow.
Yeah, the guy who invented the rainbow, right.
Colors
Colors of white light split up in a prism. R for red, O orange. Let's do the Roy G. Biv up here. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So we see those colors, but we can't see what's on these other sides here of the electromagnetic spectrum. And we're talking about all of the energy coming from the sun, all the insolation in this electromagnetic spectrum. We're only using these two little wavelengths of red light, 700 nanometer and 680 nanometer. So just to give you a perspective of what it means to be visible or white light between light we can't see or energy we can't see, if this is red, what would be right here?
Infrared.
Infrared. You got to put special glasses on to see infrared, and then I believe it's like microwaves and radio waves, really long wavelengths of energy, low energy. And then if you got violet right here, what would be right here? Ultraviolet. And we know that ultraviolet is energy from the sun that you want to protect yourself from. Ultraviolet's here, and then I believe it's X-rays and gamma rays, and those are very short wavelengths but high energy. And of all of the insolation from the sun, everything that's coming down, we're only using in photosynthesis these two wavelengths of red light, 700 nanometer and 680 nanometer. So this is now, the sun's been out, we've been building up these products here from the first half of photosynthesis, but we haven't seen any sugar being made yet or any glucose being made yet. That happens during the dark reaction or the light independent reaction out in the stroma.